All right, with holiday travel in mind, let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. Hopefully everyone will have some great conditions to usher in their travel period, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, the only thing that I could think could impact you even slightly in our area would be the chance of some snow with the northwest flow in the mountains heading in through the day tomorrow. But really, if you're heading out tonight, sky conditions are nice and clear. We have mostly cloudy skies, keeping temperatures mild. It's 53 right now. We'll drop about 10 more degrees before all is said and done tomorrow morning. A little bit of patchy fog for Friday, but it will not be nearly dense enough to impact any flights or really even that commute that much. So again, that's good news here. Cloud conditions again overnight, keeping temperatures warm. In fact, the blue number here is what the wind chill is. You'll notice it doesn't feel any additionally cold. Well, that's because again, winds are light. The clouds will keep us more mild heading into your Friday. Now again, the winds are going to get lighter, which means that the fog could settle a little bit closer to the ground, but it is not widespread. A few areas of patchy fog to kick off Friday morning, but it's just after lunchtime that we will start to see some changes up in those mountain areas. On the back end of the cold front we're tracking, really strong northwest flow is going to allow for snow to develop across all three of our local counties of the mountains. That is Ashe, Watauga, and Avery County. And you can see it expands all the way just north of Asheville. Now for areas above about 3,500 feet, this could mean about 2 to 4 inches when all is said and done as we enter into the middle part of Saturday. And for areas even higher than that, 4,500, not out of the question we couldn't get a few spots getting close to 6 inches. Not abnormal for this time of year for these areas, but it'll be a really strong northwest flow. So I wouldn't be surprised here if it's off and on for most of Friday afternoon, evening, and then eventually filtering out by Saturday midday. So flakes really starting to wrap up by about 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. But of course, elsewhere, you could see that pretty clearly. There was a small chance of a few showers as well. So about a 20% chance of a brief shower for Friday afternoon in Charlotte, about 3 to 8 p.m. And then again, starting at lunchtime on Friday, snow possible up in the mountains for almost a full 24 hours off and on. After that cold front passes by, winds start to turn breezy and that cold air mass is back. And it could be one of the coldest we've had so far of this season. Starting Friday evening, temperatures are going to drop to about the freezing mark with wind chills even lower than that. By midnight, Friday evening, heading into Saturday morning, we could already feel below the freezing mark. So please make sure you are bundled up. Make sure you, of course, are using plenty of ways to stay warm and even charging the phone just in case you need an update on the forecast. Always a good kind of tip there before we get colder air rolling into the area. So not necessarily significant across the Charlotte metro. It'll be feeling like the 20s, but in the mountains could be dangerous in a few spots, getting close to the single digits. Again, here's a look at that snow potential from what we'll see on Friday and Saturday. Notice the area shaded in the purple and the pink there. That again is especially at those higher elevations and is going to be that possibility of close to 6 inches in a few spots. This should wrap up again in most of those areas by midday on Saturday. What's the chance of snow here in Charlotte this weekend? 0. And what's the chance of a white Christmas? Unfortunately, 0. At this point, we are not expecting any snow to fall in Charlotte on Christmas Day. I know that's a bummer for many that were hoping for it, but it's actually only happened 4 times in history of Charlotte since 1878. So it's certainly on the more abnormal side, but you know, it's always 2025, right? Here's a look at your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Again, we talked a lot about those changes on Friday. This weekend, it turns colder, but there's also a lot going on. We got the winter solstice officially at 4:20 on Saturday. Sunday, the Panthers are back at home. I know last weekend was really chilly because of that cold air damming's wedge setup. So I got a lot of people messaging me how cold it was. It'll be cold again on Sunday this week. 43 is the high, but lots of sunshine. So I do think in the direct sun, it'll feel a little bit warmer. We look at that extended forecast back toward the holiday. It will get a little bit warmer, back to a more seasonable average with highs in the 50s and lows in the 30s by Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which of course Christmas Day at sundown. Hanukkah also officially begins. So a more mild day overall, Vanessa, but we will track a few showers, it looks like, by Christmas Day evening, but it really doesn't look too bad. A few models a few days ago were showing widespread rain. I certainly don't think that's the case.
And we're noticing no snow. No Christmas.
I'm sorry.
We always have to address that every year, right? Okay, well, on that note, we know that the Carolinas have had a long history with a lack of powder for the holiday. We can't tell you it has happened a handful of times, though. Our hardworking Weather Impact team went back into the record books to break down some of that history. So if you scan the QR code on your screen right now, you can check out Larry Sprinkle's report on that topic. You could also watch it right now on our Weather IQ YouTube page. We do invite you to click subscribe while you're there. That way you never miss a new video.